Okay, so before we do anything today, we need to tune up. This song is in what we call drop D tuning, which means that our low E string, which is our thickest string, is tuned the equivalent of 2 frets lower than normal, dropping it from an E note to a D note, hence the name drop D. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play through all my strings one at a time, starting from the thickest low D string, and hopefully you're going to be able to tune up to me, and that way we'll both be in tune while we're playing along through the rest of the lesson. Next we have the A string. Followed by another D string. Now a G. Followed by a B. And finally a high E. Finally, I'm going to hold down a D chord and play all the strings one at a time from low to high. So hopefully yours will match up with something sounding like this. Now that we're in tune, let's crack on with the rest of the lesson. Okay, let's get started with the intro. It goes a little bit like this. Okay, nice and simple intro for us, only on the top 3 strings. The open E string and the open B string, and the only fretting we're going to do is on the 3rd string, on the G string for this. The other 2 are just ringing open through the whole thing. Alright, I'm going to play it through slowly, try and follow along with the tab, but I'll talk you through what I'm doing as I go. So I'm starting off on the 11th fret on the G, and that B and the E string are ringing open as they will through the whole of this intro. So we're starting on the 11th fret, down to the 9, down to the 8, down to the 6. So that's the first little phrase we have. So each of those twice. So it's 11, 9, 8, 6. That's phrase number 1. Second phrase is going to be here. You're going to do 9, 8, 6, 4. So that phrase one more time. One more time, a little bit faster and a little bit closer together. Next, we're going to try and put those 2 together. So those first 2 phrases go like this. All right, one more time. Next bit. All right, so talking through that part. we're going to go 6, 4, down to 1, back up to 4, back up to 6, back to 4, finally finishing off with a little bend on the 6, then back to the 4. So here's that phrase again. One more time, talking you through. 6s, 4, 1, 4, 6, 4, 6 with a bend, then a 4. So the whole phrase, slowly. And here's the old intro, slowly. One more time. And now back up to speed. So take that very slowly to begin with. Go through the tab as much as you can when you need to. And then I'll see you in the next section, which is going to be the verse. And here we are in the verse. This is where the drop D tuning starts to really show its advantages. It goes like this. So that first chord is a B5 power chord, as normal. So that starts on the A string, so second string down. Second fret on the A string, fourth fret on the D string, and fourth fret on the G string. So first finger on the 2 on the A, ring finger on the 4 on the D, and pinky finger on the 4 on the G. The chord should sound like this. That's our first chord. And we get one stab on that chord on its own, followed by some chugging on that chord. We do 9 in total. I count it as a group of 4, then a group of 5. So we have 1 on its own, then a group of 4, then a group of 5. So one more time. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from that chord, we're going to go on to the drop D tuning now. So what we've got is just straight across the 4th fret from the low E or the low D. We're doing 4, 4, 4, which creates another power chord because we're in drop D. So we're going from here, 2, 4, 4 from the A, to 4, 4, 4 from the low D. And we do 4 on there. And then down from the 4s to the 2 from the low D again. So it's 2, 2, 2. Alright, so these are the 3 chords we're using. 2, 4, 4 from the A, 4, 4, 4 from the low D, 2, 2, 2 from the low D again. And we're going to finish that off with a little riff by going open strings, second fret, open strings, second fret, open strings. Okay, so all the chords. Alright, I'm putting it all together again, a little bit slower. Sorry, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which takes us into the bridge part before the chorus. Now what we're essentially doing here is just repeating that last little riff of the verse over and over again. In between we've got a chord where we're holding down that second fret. So here's the bridge part. Alright, one more time, just that little part at the end of the verse. 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, and then back to strumming on the chord on the second fret. And that takes us all the way through to the chorus. And now we have the chorus, which goes a little bit like this. Now, it's not too tricky, but you do need to be careful on the timing towards the end of this riff. First of all, we have some nice simple power chords like we had before in the verse. Starting with the same chord, that B5 power chord. 2 on the A, 4 on the D, 4 on the G, so same chord as the beginning of the verse. And what we're trying to do here is trying to follow the vocal line, that don't want to be your monkey wrench. And this next chord, we're going the same idea as before with the fourth fret, but up on 6. So we're doing 6, 6, 6 from the low D to the A and the D string. So there we're going from 4 down to 2. This is where the tricky timing comes in. So here's the first couple of chords again. 2, 4, 4 from the A, so A, D and G. A2, D4, G4. 6, 6, 6 on the D, so D, A, D. Down to the 4th fret on the D, so 4, 4, 4, and then down to the 2. Okay, so here we go, first section. Very last chord is 3, 5, 5. So it's 1 fret higher than the first chord we did. So, and we're going to that's going to take us right back to the first chord again. So that little riff there. 4, 2, 4, 2, and then this chord here, which is 3, 5, 5 from the A string. So A, D, and G. So it's 3, A, 5 on the D, 5 on the G. And that's going to bring us back down to the first chord again. So I'll play it through slowly, see if you can follow along. listen to it a few times, see if you can pick that timing out, because it gets quite tricky towards the end. Some of the chords are kind of held back and played off the beat a little bit. Alright, I'll play that through one more time, whole chorus, all the way up to speed. And that takes us to the end of the chorus. And finally, we have this bridge/outro section, which is going to go a little bit like this. With that. So let's take you through that first little bridge section. We're going to be hitting some more power chords and with a little riff at the end. So first of all, 6 6 6 from the low D string. So drop D power chord type thing going on. First finger across all those sixes, 6 6 6. Then 7 9 9 from the A string, which is here. So 7 on the A, 9 on the D, 9 on the G, and then 9 9 9 on the low D string, and then from here down to the 5 on the low D string. So 6 7 9 9 from the A string, 9 on the low D string, down to the 5 on the low D string. And then we have this little riff that we had earlier on. So that's 4, then a couple of 2s there, so 4. Just hop in between the 4s and the 2s there from the low D string. And then we repeat that round again. So 6, 7 9 9 on the A string, 9th fret on the D, so the low D, down to the 5 on the low D. And as we get to the end of that section, we just repeat that riff over and over again. And there we finish that whole thing on that C chord, which was in the chorus that we were doing earlier on. So that's the 3 on the A, 5 on the D, 5 on the G. And then, to finish off the whole thing, we launch back into the verse chords, but this time we don't put any gaps in. So there's no one chord at the stab at the beginning, we just chug through the whole thing. So your right hand is just going. There's no rhythm involved at all, there's no strumming pattern, there's no gaps, there's no nothing, just chugging all the way through those verse chords, which are 2 4 4 on the A string, so A2, D4, G4, 4 from the low D string, so 4 4 4 on the D, A and D, and down to the 2 again on the D string as well, so D, A and D, 2, so 2 2 2 across there. And that should cover all the different sections we have in the song. Now, the intro does come back in a little bit later if you decide you want to play that again over the top. And again, there's some repetition of other sections that we've looked at previously in the tune. But if you take a look at the tab, it should explain all the notation that you need in there. You can try and follow along with me with that. If you have any questions, please feel free just to get in touch and ask me about it. I can do some more videos or replay through any sections that you're struggling with. Let me know how this goes. Hopefully I'll speak to you soon via Zoom or Skype or in person. Failing that, I'll speak to you like this again pretty soon. All the best. Best of luck.